Here's how Facetune can 2x their creative-led growth. Facetune, if you're not aware, is one of the top AI apps in the photo and video space, and they are advertising quite aggressively. They have hundreds of ads, which we've deconstructed using our agent brute force AI. We've also analyzed over 1,000 App Store reviews to review and understand what their users truly want and to identify some of the big opportunities that they have. Let's look at first what's actually winning in that account. Let's look at how they're testing, and then I will get to some of the big opportunities that they have. So what's actually winning is basically a lot of hairstyle focused videos, and you can see these videos.
Fleco, Bob, déjame mostrarte cómo Fleco, Bob,
So you can see quick cuts showing different hairstyles. These are Spanish ads, by the way, and you can see that's also good that they are localizing, so they clearly are targeting different geos with different localized versions of their ads. And let's look at these.
Bangs, Bob, Pixie.
The aesthetic, that's actually high performing.
Bangs, Bob, Pixie.
So different characters, different women showing very similar kinds of hairstyles. This also has, which is very TikTok native, which we know works very well. And this basically means I have always had the wrong hairstyle, or I've always had the wrong hairstyle. Right, so these are some of the best performers, and as you can see, a lot of these are around personal style and hairstyle specifically, which seems to be working really well here.
These are literally the same videos. If you're never photogenic.
This is a split screen, and this also has quick cuts, and it says these are literally
the same video.
Great, you can see here, these are literally the same videos. So again, this is actually English, so you can see this as well. So you can see here, the top performers are really based on the reveal or transformation, really, that show how a user can imagine themselves being different, showing different hairstyles, really showing a different person. Now, let's look at what they've tested most recently. We looked at their most recent tests. These are 18 ads, 3 big lanes. One is, hair reveal trick, avoid a bad haircut. You can see how these are based on the high performers. The third one, which isn't as prominent, is natural look versus heavy filters. And let's look at these. Right? And it's great that they are building on their top performers, and it's very clear that the hairstyle seems to be their best ad. So you can see here, these are 4 of the ads that they tested, and the hook's basically saying these are literally the same videos, and the second one is Spanish, but the others are in English. The fourth one, I don't know what language it is, but it's basically saying these are literally the same video. And these are built on the top performer that we noticed and identified earlier, which is great. So they are trying to improve on the top performer. They're building on the top performer, And you can see here, these are other hairstyles focused ads, which is basically, avoid bad hairstyles, avoid, bad style. That's 1, 2, 3. The fourth one's actually different styles. You can see here.
Bob, Pixie, déjame mostrar.
So style 1, style 2, style 3, and let me show you how to do these. This is one of the top performers we saw. Again, they're building on the high performers here, which is interesting and great to see. And this is the third big pillar, which is, using bad filters, using artificial filters, and using fake AI filters. This is an AI generated creative with an overlay of the AI creator. This is a static. This is the third one they've tested. So this seems to be the new lane that they're testing. The other 2 lanes are really based on their top performance, which is great. Now, really what I think the big opportunities for them are completely new lanes, and also high performers extensions, which they seem to be sitting on big opportunities around. So how do they 2x their creative velocity, right? How do they 2x their creative driven growth? Built on what already wins. They're doing this to some extent, but there's just a whole lot they can do. Hair is what's working well. They could say, hey, different outfits, different makeup, different lighting, different background. These are, and a lot of the ads are women focused Spanish. Again, this I would review and understand what their ideal market is, but it seems like their ideal users are women, so they want to be focusing on that, you know. And emotion, you could change up the emotion to say, look, avoid real life fashion mistakes. You can change the hook to show I'm going to a party, I'm going to an event, to have hooks that are focused around that. You know, you have had talking head demo. You could show different formats as well, split screen wall of text, POV style ads. So you really could have a lot of extensions of the high performers. So, you know, ways you could do this would be, again, even if you want to build on the hairstyle alone, you could say, look, don't just do bangs, bob, etc. Just switch up the cuts, switch up the colors. They are testing new faces. They could test new languages on these. And similarly with the wrong choice framing, it could be wrong color, wrong length, wrong before a party, wrong before a date. There's a number of ways they can extend this, which I think are huge opportunities for them. And really, these are the lowest hanging fruits, because I think what they've done is taken the exact scripts of the high performers and had new AI creators. But really, there are tangential extensions like these that I would test, because I think these are very big opportunities. And these are the sorts of tangential extensions that oftentimes unlock big winners in my experience. The other opportunity is in asking if this is true, what else is true? You know, I talked about this briefly earlier on, right? So if different hairstyle is something people want to imagine, could they imagine different outfits, makeup, lighting, retro, or different ages or epochs, backgrounds, different nails, you know, really play around with a lot of these mechanics and have those be parts of the tests that you run. I think those could be huge opportunities. And interestingly, this is also what is already shown by the App Store reviews. People certainly absolutely talk about hair, but they're like backgrounds and background object removal, skin smoothing, lighting or golden hour, natural or subtle stuff. So people are asking for a lot of these in the App Store reviews. And a lot of these aren't really focused on in the ads. The ads primarily focus on hair try on, and really some of these other angles and directions are great opportunities for them to test. And here you can see examples of the App Store reviews that talk about what the users like and appreciate in the app itself. Again, in addition to hair, there's a number of other things that they can play around and test here. The other big opportunity for them to test is really to get much more emotionally specific. Right now, a lot of the ads have quick cuts and TikTok style aesthetic, where the video moves very quickly, shows transitions, which is great, which is working well for a certain demographic, for a certain kind of user. But really, in our experience, the other big opportunity they have is emotional specificity. Really, and the way to think about this would be to say, look, what is the enemy, right? What are the things the product is fighting against? The fake filter and the dream, which is, you know, you actually looking like a model, you looking glamorous. That's the dream. And the bridge, which is, here's how the app does it. Here's how you do it within the app. And a lot of the videos you see, they don't really show the how very clearly. So really, to focus on these in the ads, I think that's another big opportunity. So in summary, there's a lot of tangential opportunities, which could be nails, outfit, retro, etc., right? That they can go on and that they really haven't tapped into nearly as much. And then the other one is really to get into emotional specificity, to really speak to the emotional lived experience of the users. So this is the summary of the big opportunities they're sitting on. Number one, scale the hair reveal in different ways, you know, or different cuts, colors, creator, language. Number two, extend adjacent angles and pillars, outfits, makeup, lighting. Number three, you know, or the lanes that are pointed to by reviews that haven't really been tested, really focus on those. Number four would be to be much more emotionally specific. Those I would see as the big opportunities they're sitting on. And I would think with a lot of these, they can dramatically improve their creative-led growth and their creative opportunity in testing on Meta. And that's all I had for today. If you would like us to do a similar deconstruction for you or produce creatives based on a creative strategy similar to this, hit me up and I would love to chat and connect. If you liked it, if you appreciated it, please leave a comment and I'm happy to acknowledge that as well. Thank you.